Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Yè. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Stay fabulous, bigger, better, and blessed. Okay. Today God wanted me to talk about Luke 14:28. Also follow with Ezekiel 22:28 through 31, like I talked about yesterday. And for the read today is Zechariah 8 through 9. Okay. So also follow with Isaiah 59, 1 through 4. Excuse me. So Luke 14 through 28 talks about, for which of you intending to build a tower does not first sit down and calculate the cost to see if he has enough to complete it? Emphasizes the importance of carefully considering the cost and commitment required before undertaking a significant task, like following Jesus. Jesus uses this example of building a tower to illustrate a serious undertaking before starting such a project. A person would first access the resources, materials, and time needed to complete it. Jesus is urging his followers to do the same when considering following him and becoming a disciple. Following Jesus can involve significant sacrifices, including potentially facing opposition, persecution, or even death. This verse is a warning against starting something without fully understanding the commitments involved. Potentially consequences. Jesus is encouraging people to carefully consider their decision to follow him and not rush into it without fully understanding the implications. This verse talks about the analogy of building a tower. Okay? Calculating the cost, applying it to discipleship. Don't start something that you cannot finish. Okay? It's a serious commitment, and don't be hasty. Okay? In Luke 14:28, Jesus is explaining that his disciples need to be all in to the point of abandoning family and suffering crucifixion if need be. Okay? Those who cannot be a disciple are the people unwilling to leave everything else behind, which talks about in Luke 14:27. Whoever does not bear his cross and come after me. Okay? We go to Isaiah 59, 1 through 4, which talks about, when we sin, we separate ourselves from God. Lying, evil thoughts, shedding innocent blood, being separated from God is like the loss of light and heading into blindness. Okay? So, I have prophetic messages here, but also let's read Zechariah 8, 3 through 9. Okay? This talked about people who love truth and peace. Okay, 3. Thus said the Lord, I am returned unto Zion, and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. And Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth, and the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain. Thus said the Lord of hosts, there shall be yet old men and old women dwelling in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand, very aged. And the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof. Thus said the Lord of hosts, it is be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of his people in these days. Should it also be marvelous in my eyes? Said the Lord of hosts. Thus said the Lord of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country, and I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. And they shall be my people, and I will be their God, in truth and in righteousness. Thus said the Lord of hosts, let your hands be strong, yea, that here in the days of these words by the foundation of the house of the Lord of hosts was laid, that the temple might be built. We also talk about in the book of Haggai, it teaches you the importance of rebuilding the temple when Jesus was in the temple. Okay, he talks about rebuilding it. He is the way, the truth, the light. He is the flashlight that all of us need to understand this dark world. Okay, Jesus came here not but to be a peacemaker. He did not do that. He came here for a sword to divide people against people, your houses against houses. Okay, that we all have disagreements, but to follow Jesus is a serious commitment that you must not take lightly. It's a serious commitment because it potentially involves you dividing from your family, disagreements in a household. And Jesus said a house built on sand cannot stand. That's why Jesus is the rock. Okay, Jesus is the solid rock to build your house on this foundation because his words are true. Do not listen to mankind or anybody, family, friends, and nothing, because they don't know what's in your path. They might did this and it might work out for them, but for you, for certain people, God told you no. You must not get angry with God. He's checking your heart posture. He does not worry about what you put on, how you look, your language, how you speak, tattoos, no tattoos, whatever. He doesn't care about that. He knows what you're thinking. He knows your sinful thoughts. He knows that you have evil intentions. He knows everything about you. Okay? He knows your plans before you even think of it. That's why God, when you ask God for something, he will tell you yes, he will tell you no, and he will tell you not yet, because he sees the danger that you do not see ahead of you. That's why things don't work out, and that's why things are not prospering in your life, because you need God first, because he is that light. He will make a way out of the wilderness, out of the rivers, okay, for you, okay? So, prophetic messages here. Also, Zechariah 8 talks about a blessing. We can all look above the chaos and hope for God's kingdom, who will motivate faithfulness in the present. God will restore you what has been lost. That's why it's very serious commitment that you make no excuses. No more excuses for not following Jesus. No more excuses for not understanding that God is real and he's an all-seeing God. He's El Roy. Okay, he's Jehovah, he's Jireh, he's everything. Okay, he's the Alpha, he's the Omega, he's everything. So prophetic messages here is no more excuses. No more excuses. Okay, you're either hot or cold. You're not lukewarm, because if you're lukewarm, if you're in between, he'll spit you out. And when you get to the gates, he gonna say that he doesn't know you, because you was fake towards him. So he's a truthful, faithful God, and he's not going to let anything slide past none of that. So be real, be faithful to the end. Okay? That's what he's talking about for being a serious commitment to him. Okay? People rely on empty words. Also, Isaiah 59, 1-4. When we sin, we separate ourselves from God. People rely on empty words and lies. Don't be half-assed. Don't be two-faced with God. Okay? Listen, God's patience has limits. They need to change their ways. Those who don't bear good fruit will face serious consequences. Okay? They will be cut down without warning. They will be cut down without warning. What you think that you deserve, you're not happy about what God already provided for you now. God provides life for you. He gives you breath each and every morning. He's the one that can take you out and put you back in. All right? It all depends on your heart posture. It all depends on what your negative thoughts is, because he hears and he sees all. God is a man of truth. He shall not lie. Okay? Breaking generational curses. Understanding how God works. Understanding that when you go to God in prayer, it might not be now. And it's important not to covet about what other people's have. If God bless you now, God may not have blessed you then, but he blessed you now. So if you're one of those people who are looking at people because God blessed them first, you need to check your heart posture, because those are the people that God is really coming for. The fake ones, the hot and cold, the lukewarm. He will spit you out. He's not going to give you what you want from what you need. Jesus will never come to you and ask you what you want. Never. He will come to you when he knows that you're going to need him. And it's up to you, your personal, if you're going to turn away or not. So make sure